TV7 Israel News is made possible thanks to your generous donations. Shalom and good evening. This is TV7 Israel News broadcast to you from Jerusalem. And in today's top stories, a minor yet significant slowdown in the upward trend of newly verified coronavirus cases is seemingly taking hold throughout the state of Israel, offering a glimpse of light at the end of a long and dark tunnel. Israeli President Reuven Rivlin says the people of Israel are praying together, asking God to remember his covenant with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The Palestinian Authority's health ministry reports that as of this morning, there are no new coronavirus cases among the Palestinian population that live in the territories under its control. A minor yet significant slowdown in the upward trend of newly verified coronavirus cases is seemingly taking hold throughout the state of Israel, offering a glimpse of light at the end of a long and dark tunnel. As of 10 o'clock this morning, the Israeli Health Ministry released its latest accumulated data, reporting 414 newly afflicted individuals, which raises the total number of coronavirus carriers throughout the Jewish state to 9,755, as opposed to 9,404 at 8 o'clock in the morning a day prior, which also includes a variable of 63 newly healed Israelis. I'm sad to report that 8 more individuals succumbed to the disease, raising the total number of Israeli victims to 79, which is an 11.3% increase since the previous day. Meanwhile, Israel has come to a near-complete standstill since yesterday evening, as a countrywide lockdown has forced the people of Israel to remain indoors. All the while, the majority of Israelis marked the first day of the biblical holiday of Passover, as was divinely instructed per the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verses 14 to 18. Before the celebratory Passover dinner, which includes a ritual called the Seder in Hebrew, the leaders of Israel published celebratory greetings to the Jewish people around the world.
To all the Jewish people around the world, I want to send you wishes for a happy Passover. That's strange, because this Passover is different from all other Passovers. I know that there's not a section of the globe that is not afflicted with the corona. And it requires us, all of us, to change our way of living, our way of life, and our way of celebrating even ancient holidays like Passover. This has got to be a first. Perhaps with the exception of the first Passover, because we were sitting ensconced in the homes in Egypt, and we hoped that the pestilence would pass over our homes. Well, this is exactly what we in Israel are doing today, and probably what many of you are doing in the diaspora.
Netanyahu went on to urge the Jewish people in the diaspora to abide by the directives that are given by their respective governments and health ministries, as the corona contagion has not spared any country.
So I ask you first to abide by the directions that are given by your respective governments and health ministries. But equally, I want you to remember our shared destiny, that shared destiny that has enabled the Jewish people to overcome the greatest trials and tribulations since the beginning of time, or since the beginning of our recorded time. We've overcome so many challenges. We've reestablished our state, we've reestablished our independence, and we formed one of the great societies on earth, the State of Israel. That is your home and will always be your home. Please celebrate Passover with your close family, and please remember that we are holding our hearts for you every day, and especially this day.
Among the Israeli leaders that published a holiday greeting, President Reuven Rivlin made a televised address to the nation in which he asserted that similar to biblical days, the people of Israel are praying separately but together, asking God to remember his covenant with our forefathers.
בתיאור סבלם של בני ישראל במצרים, בספר שמות נכתב: ויאנחו בני ישראל, ויזעקו, ויזכור אלוהים את בריתו, את אברהם, את יצחק ואת יעקב. בימים האלה, יקיריי, כולנו מתפללים, בנפרד אבל ביחד, צעירים ומבוגרים, חילונים ודתיים, לימים הטובים שעוד בדרך. כולנו מבקשים, זכור לנו ברית אבות. חג פסח שמח יקירותיי ויקיריי. לשנה הבאה ביחד בירושלים. עם ישראל חי.
Turning now to the West Bank, where the Palestinian Authority's health ministry reported that as of this morning, there are no new coronavirus cases among the Palestinian population that live in the territories under its control. Out of the 16,068 tested Palestinian individuals, the ministry in Ramallah confirmed 263 corona-related cases, out of whom 44 individuals have fully recovered. In contrast, I'm sad to report that one elderly Palestinian woman succumbed to the disease. And while the Palestinian Authority, in full coordination with Israel, had implemented a comprehensive lockdown on all the populated territories that are under its control, one Palestinian medic who volunteers to conduct corona tests revealed that many Palestinians seeking employment are still crossing from the West Bank illegally into Israel.
عشان العمال بيروحوا بيجوا من عنا بكثرة بتصريح وبدون تصريح والأغلبية بدون تصريح. احنا متطوعين عشان سلامتهم ونفحصهم، لكن هم بيهربوا من لجنة الطوارئ اللي بتقوم على حمايتهم وفحصهم ومن الأجهزة الأمنية، وهي إحدى الفتحات.
Meanwhile, in the jihadist-controlled Gaza Strip, no corona-related restrictions have been implemented on the population, which maintains its daily routine unhindered.
الجهة المعنية يعني مطمنانة، يعني ما فيش في غزة يعني يختلط يعني فيهم كورونا، كلهم المحتجزين بيجوا من برا.
ولا حتشوفوا إلا لما يمنعوا التجول، وهذه أحسن طريقة مع الشعوب العربية.
According to the spokesman of the Hamas-controlled Interior Ministry in Gaza, the Islamist organization has prepared for the possible need to limit the freedom of the Gazan population's movement. Nevertheless, at this stage, Hamas has not yet identified the need to impose a general curfew on the enclave.
إذا اضطررنا إلى اتخاذ قرار بمنع التجوال لن نتردد، ولدينا خطة جاهزة فيما يتعلق بمنع التجوال، فيما يتعلق بالحد من الحركة بشكل كامل في قطاع غزة. خطتنا جاهزة وإجراءاتنا جاهزة بهذا الشأن، ولكن نتخذ كل ما يلزم بناء على التقييم الذي نجريه يوما بيوم في متابعة هذه الحالة.
And while the leader of Hamas in Gaza, Yahya Sinwar, pledged several days ago to fulfill the biblical prophecy described in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 17, the situation in the jihadist-controlled territory vis-a-vis the spread of the corona contagion is reportedly, for the most part, unchanged, with only 13 reported coronavirus cases to date. Nevertheless, a spokesman for the Hamas-controlled health ministry revealed in a press announcement that the Gaza Strip has run out of testing kits for the purpose of identifying potential carriers.
كما نؤكد على توقف المختبر المركزي تماما في قطاع غزة عن إجراء الفحوصات المخبرية بعد نفاذ كافة المواد المخبرية التي وصلت إلى قطاع غزة خلال وباء كورونا. وهناك العشرات من العينات التي سحبت وحتى اللحظة لم نستطع فحصها، وهذا يشكل تحديا جديدا لوزارة الصحة في مواجهة هذا الوباء، ويؤثر بشكل مباشر على إنهاء الحجر الصحي للمستضعفين في مراكز الحجر المختلفة.
Thank you for watching us. Due to TV7's broadcast schedule, TV7 Israel News won't broadcast during the Easter holiday. Nevertheless, as part of our daily prayers for the nations, I would like to encourage you to join myself and the team here in Jerusalem in prayer for the peace and salvation of Norway, in addition, of course, to the peace of Jerusalem, the peace and salvation of Israel, as well as for all those who are impacted by the corona contagion around the world. Furthermore, we at TV7 Israel would like to wish you a blessed Easter and Chag Pesach Sameach. I'm Jonathan Hassan. Have a Erev Tov and Shabbat Shalom. We will see you again next week on Tuesday, April the 14th at the same time.